Are you still back home, or
No,
have
I've
you
been here since Sunday. Um, they had us quarantined for a day, and then we got out late on Tuesday or no Monday, and then yeah, we've been here since Sunday.
So we'll just get started, man. How have you been since the last time I talked to you? Last time I talked to you, it was like right in the middle of the pandemic. Not a whole lot of activity. You were anxious. You wanted to get back into the fight, but nothing. And here we are, man. 3 days
And
out.
you
How's it
get
feel?
what you asked for. It's crazy, man. It's crazy out here. It's crazy out here. Yeah. Now I'm like, what, a couple days from weigh-ins, about to fight into the week, man. It's life is good.
How has training been since we've talked?
It's been pretty good. So they opened up the gym since we talked. And then also we've been doing like a little bit before that we were doing like short or mini camps kind of. So I mean our camp is pretty small already, so pretty much it was like a select few of guys, but it was like, the elite guys. I mean, everybody on our team is elite, but yeah, just a select few of us that maybe have fights coming up. And yeah, so we've been training hard, man. We changed up the kind of the mindset and how we approach training as a team, and been doing pretty good, man.
So I may be speaking for myself here, but I know throughout the pandemic, I personally have put on an extra bit of pounds, and I think a lot of people did. How's the weight cut?
My weight cut is pretty good. I'm doing the water cut actually for the first time, just to try it out. That's pretty good. I can't say I really gained any weight, but because I was freaking training. We were training probably like 3-4 hours like of practices or whatever. So I wasn't really getting too out of shape. And then our gym since our gym been back, I've been training full time, especially since I heard I got to fight. So
How did you modify the weight cut? Because I know with quarantine and everything, I know you guys are stuck in your rooms for a little bit. So I'm sure going into the fight week, I'm sure your procedure, I guess, would have been a little bit
yeah, it was
modified.
it was a little different because we were like quarantined. You talking about since I got here, or you talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
camp?
Since you got here.
Since I got here, so we were like quarantined. So I pretty much turned the heat up in my room and did a workout in my room, kind of shadow boxing and stuff. And then as we gotten out, I was able to go run. Me and my teammate Sergio Perez and Jordan Griffin. We've been running. Kind of it's nice out and it's pretty hot out, so we've been doing that. And tonight I think we'll get a so we ran this morning. Tonight I think we'll get a like a grappling session in with the three of us. And yeah, just making it work. We don't really need a lot to train. We I mean, luckily we carry all our equipment for fighting, with us. So yeah, I mean it's different. Um, but it's nothing majorly different. We're just being safer about what we do outside of training. Since we are together and we're from the same camp and we know we're all COVID free. We're just trying to stick to staying, limited uh, contact.
Mentally, it's got to be a little bit different. You're probably going into every fight. You've kind of developed a routine. Like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to sit in a hot tub this time to this time. And now it's like, well, you're stuck in a hotel, not allowed to come into contact with certain people. So it's got to feel a little bit different. And does it still feel like a fight, or is it hard to like really mentalize? Like,
So for me, and I don't know if this holds true to anybody else, but my routine is that it's always different. My route, I feel like I never get the same conditions um before a fight. So my routine, I feel like I'm conditioned to think we just gonna go with the flow. Whatever's available, whatever we have, yeah, whatever's there, we're gonna get the job done. You know what I mean? We're gonna make do with what we got. So as for me, my mindset on a fight like is pretty normal. As far as the weight cut, I don't like. I'm kind of go with the flow. I don't need a certain thing. I know what I have to do, and I'm gonna get it done. But it's always different for me. It's always different.
So I'd like to talk a little bit about your opponent here. I mean, he's undefeated as a professional, 5-0. Was it hard finding film on someone who doesn't have a whole lot of experience when it comes to professional fights?
No, I feel like all his fights have been in the Bellator. So I mean, he's got a decent amount of film. I mean, I've seen what I need to see. I don't really watch. I'm not gonna sit and watch every single one of his fights. Anyways, I'm gonna watch probably his last two, or or something like that. Just to see kind of where his head's at, where his technique is at. But yeah, so I mean, I found a good amount, or I found what I needed. I feel like I needed to be confident and approach training how I need to approach it. Yeah, so I feel like I found a good amount of what's in it. I know he's gonna be tough. I know he's gonna come out there to fight. He comes to fight, so I'm excited.
Do you think his green hair is going to be a distraction, or do you think it'll be blinding? Do you think it's going to be like a target that makes it easier to come into
I've
contact
been
with?
practicing in the gym. I've been throwing dye on people. What I'm saying, to prepare for the. No, I'm playing. No, I ain't even think about that, bro. To be honest, I forgot his hair is green. When I see his head, I just see green, but I forgot he like dye it. He dyes it green. No, I don't even freaking. I need to mentally focus though. So I mean, picture that. So I'm not surprised. That's a good point. I appreciate that. So I'm not like a deer in headlights when I see this dude with green hair
You got to
coming at me.
get green pads.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I need. Exactly. Oh, I should have did that. Dang it.
Your teammate, like you said, Sergio Perez is also fighting on the card. What's it like having a guy that you're training with, a good friend of yours, also competing?
Man, this is amazing, man. It's so fun to me. Being able to go through, we're both cutting weight together. We're just running shadowboxing and stuff together. You know what I mean? We train all the time together. So this was like actually like one of the like my dream scenarios or whatever, to fight on a card with Sergio. But just like it get coming to like fruition or whatever is it's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. Sergio is like one of my best. I mean, he's been my training partner throughout since I've been at Rufus Sport, and probably one of my main or consistent training partners every single camp. And I've learned so much from him. Hopefully, if I've imparted a lot of knowledge on him, we feed off each other good. So I love that Serge is here.
Is the plan to get your hand raised and then go back and help him prep for his fight, or is it I'm going straight to the bar?
No, for sure. No, I mean, our mission is to leave here 2-0. And we're not. I mean, I won't be happy unless both of us come out of here with a victory. So, yeah, I'm definitely if I can, if they'll let me, I'll I don't know what the quarantine situation is gonna be like, but if I can, I wanna try to support him any way I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you saw a couple of weeks ago, Paul Felder just dropped everything he was doing to go help Jared Gordon out. Is that your plan too? Like, I'm done with this
Yeah,
fight.
if they will allow me, I'd love to do it, man. I love to go back and help in the corner, especially since we didn't bring a lot of people here. I think we got I got two corners, he got two corners, but we're allowed three. So hopefully I can go back and corner him, try to pull the Paul Felder. Paul Felder's a G though.
That was unreal.
Yeah.
You got changed and everything from a suit into
Right.
regular clothes. Like I
I
was like,
seen there's
man,
a
how'd
meme
you?
that's like, get you a man that can do both or something like that.
It takes me an hour and a half to put on a suit.
Right. Right.
So,
Superman. He's Superman out here.
yeah, it was crazy. I think this might be thinking a little bit too far ahead, but you guys are in the same division, same organization, both competing for the same prize. I mean, you see it happening with Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman. Is that something that you guys have talked about? Like, if this were to ever play out, is it something you'd be willing to do?
We haven't really talked about it, but it's so. I mean, the only way something like that would happen is if like we're forced to, and the only way we'll be forced to if it was like something like big on the line. Both of us are professional enough, and we understand it. We're not as what do you call it? Take it as personal. personal. We don't take it as personal. That I feel we can do that without disrupting our friendship. But I by all means I would try not. I don't want to fight Sergio. You know what I mean? I just don't want. He's my friend. I don't want to fight him. In a serious fight. We train together. He's helped me a lot. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. So we haven't really even talked about it. The only way that would happen is I feel like if they did like a Grand Prix or something and they matched or we made it to a certain level. I think we talked about that once maybe. But yeah, that's kind of where my head's at.
Obviously, taking this fight, I mean, you're putting a lot of risk. I mean, you hear about UFC fighters and Bellator fighters and LFA fighters a lot of times having to pull out due to COVID. I'm sure these things all went through your mind, but as a fighter who's 3 days away from it, are these thoughts going through your mind? Like, what if I get a call saying I have it? Or how are you trying to balance both things?
So, man, that COVID test is almost like when I was out in the streets, when I was out here messing with girls and stuff. It was almost like that when we get our HIV test, and then you're like, do I got it? Do I not got it? I don't know. But the COVID test is kind of like that, man, because you never know. You can get it every second. So it's kind of like I was telling Jordan about it too. This is Jordan Griffin.
Hey, what's up?
UFC How's it going, man? How you doing?
Oh, you in a whole interview?
Yeah. You straight. But yeah, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like a that anxiety. So I feel like the anxiety is always there. Every time I've been tested, 5 times now though. So every time I feel like it gets a little more like, okay, I'm good. Okay, I'm good. And especially since we got here, that first test was a little nerve-wracking or whatever. But then after we took the first test and and I stay safe, a little tension eases. Hopefully we make it through these weigh-ins, get another test, and then my anxiety will ease a little more, and then of course when we're in fight or when the weight is made and we're like a day before, maybe more anxiety. But it's always, because with this you never know. It's not like with the HIV, you're like, okay, if I was out here, what I'm saying, having sex with somebody or something, it could happen. But with this COVID, I could touch somebody's hand and put it on my face or something. It's crazy. Or I could touch a door handle and maybe I don't know. But yeah.
Which test did you do? The nostril or the throat?
So I've done the nostril one. When we got here, we did the throat one. I've done the throat one before. I've also done a saliva one, where you let saliva drip out of your mouth into this little tube, and then that's the one we had to do that before we got here to Connecticut. I don't know if it was a Connecticut thing or a Connecticut Commission thing.
I did the nose one, and I couldn't stand that.
The nose one sucks the worst. The nose one is the worst for me, for sure.
Yeah, I couldn't stand it. I was like, I'm done with this, and I was like, it's like I don't even care if I have it at this point, man. I don't want to do that again.
Yeah, my sister-in-law had the test, and she bled, her nose bled profusely. So
I have to ask. I mean, obviously, I know who you're rooting for in this main event. What's your prediction? How do you think he gets it done?
Man, Sergio is a beast, man. Sergio, I feel like gets it done by knockout. He's just so technical. He's young as hell, but he's such a veteran. He's been in the game for so long, and he's a student of the game. He's I would say he's technically more sound and than his brother. You know what I mean? So I think he gets it done by knockout. Actually, I'll say knockout.
As for you, I'm sure I know how you. As long as you get your hand raised, I'm sure that's all that matters to you. But what?
I got to finish this guy, bro. I got to go out here and dominate, excite, and finish this fight.
Do you see it? How do you see it playing out? Knockout, submission?
I see if he goes to the ground, I'm gonna rear naked choke him. If he stands up, I'm gonna knock him out.
I like it. I have one last question for you about another teammate. You mentioned him, Anthony. Obviously, rumors talking about him and maybe Anderson Silva or who knows. I'm sure at this point in his career, he just wants big names. As a
Yeah.
friend and as a teammate, what do you want to see Anthony in?
You say what fight do I want to see him in?
What do you think is next for him? Do you think like maybe he should try to
Man,
get back to the title shot?
that fight would be epic, man. I've seen I've seen Anthony do some pretty amazing things in the sport. If you look at his career, he's like a spectacular fighter, you know. So if he could go out there, and he's an against the odds fighter, you know what I mean?
You saw it with Wonder Boy, right?
Yeah, exactly, man. He's that guy, man. He's a G. So I mean that fight would be amazing. That fight would be amazing, and I think he would win in spectacular fashion.
Last, I guess a couple weeks ago, Mike Perry chose to bring his girlfriend into the corner. I had to ask, is this something that a loved one of yours was like, "Hey, man, I want to get in there," and have
like
you considered?
Everybody's like, "Oh, Mike Perry did it." Mike Perry was everybody. I feel like every girlfriend in the world was probably rooting for Mike Perry. Because like Mike Perry brung his girl, he only brung his girl. No, my wife is pretty understanding, and I feel like she is close enough to know that she shouldn't she doesn't want to be there. You know what I mean? So we talked about it. We talked about how crazy it is, but we've also talked about like if the only way she would ever be in my corner is if nobody else professionally could make it there, you know. And then at that point, she do what the girl did and just say good job and stuff. But she doesn't want to be there at all. She don't want that responsibility.
And then one last question, non-MMA related. Last time we talked, you were fixing your washer. Have you fixed any other appliances in your house since?
I did it, bro. I fixed the washer. Yeah, I remodeled my closet and I fixed that doggone washer. It was the door mechanism I had to replace, and I replaced it for $7. So I'm happy as hell.
All right, man. I appreciate you taking the time. Best of luck. It's like 3 days away, so I'm sure you've got a lot of other things going on. So I appreciate you really taking the time to talk to me.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem.
All right, man. All the best to you and Sergio.
All right, thanks, bro.